Gritty, the mascot for, what is it, the Philadelphia Flyers. Right, that's it, the Flyers mascot. The gigantic, weird orange thing that is, it's funny. I think Gritty is actually hilarious. There's like videos where he's just like, you know, milling about, banging on the walls and acting like a dumbass. I think Gritty's hilarious. And for some reason, some people in media decided that Gritty was going to be a symbol for the working class and Antifa or something. Now, I don't understand why they're trying to push the Gritty is a worker meme, because Trump supporters are workers too. So I don't know what you're trying to say there. But long story short, Gritty has become what people are referring to as a forced Antifa meme. And it's forced because people aren't naturally making the memes. They're just like signs with Gritty on it. Whereas on the right, memes evolve because people keep trying to contribute and it changes. Gritty is just something like... I don't want to degrade the idea of the meme, but it tends to be, in my opinion, that memes on the left are pretty static. They don't change. And they're not very creative. For whatever reason. Like, I'm not trying to dig. I think everybody knows the left just isn't that good at memeing for whatever reason. And I think it has to do with the collectivist versus the individualist mentality. There's a lot of risk on the left of being offensive. So they try to, hold back putting out, memes and cartoons because you might piss somebody off. And the right doesn't care. So the right will just make the worst, most egregious whatever. Here's the story, okay? Alt-right Gritty memes will fail to co-opt Flyers mascot as Pepe 2.0. Celebrity mascot gets pulled in a political tug-of-war, only he can win. Here's the thing. When Antifa started using Gritty as a meme, I started laughing. Because the left has conceded the meme war because they tried to earn points by claiming that Pepe, that Milk, that the OK sign were all like, far right, alt-right, whatever. The point is, just because some people online posted a picture of like a dude with a Trump hat on doesn't mean that meme is now solely controlled by those people. That's what they did. When 4chan claimed the OK symbol was now a symbol for like white power or whatever, the left said it is, by all means. And then some people were like, well, it wasn't really, it was a hoax, but now it is. Okay, great. If the left wants to continually concede at the slightest hint that someone on the right is using an image for some reason, they are conceding that the right controls symbols. Plain and simple. When you see someone on Twitter with a frog symbol, they say frogs are racist. Oh, okay. So why then this person wrote that they can't take Gritty? Of course they can. That's exactly what they're doing. They've been posting for weeks now. There's other threads on the internet of Gritty being a Nazi. And if that's what they've said it is, how can you now claim that if white supremacists are using Gritty in this way, that it doesn't count? No, this time it doesn't count. Gritty's ours. You can't do it. No, I'm sorry. You've given up Milk, the OK sign, and frogs, okay? And the color green in some circumstances. You've conceded. You've conceded that if they use it, it's theirs. Well, let's see what he's saying. The general consensus in Philadelphia is that Gritty can do no wrong. He's a worthy mascot for the Flyers and a pop culture celebrity in his own right, independent of the NHL. He is Times Person of the Year, according to himself. That's a really terrible argument. Just because the Gritty account tweeted hit Gritty on the Person of the Year, they're acting like he's actually that important. On top of the world, how safe is Gritty's good name from corruption? A month ago, as Antifa protested an appearance in Philadelphia by Donald Trump, Gritty emerged as a symbol of the left-wing group. Yet not really, just some people... I'll say this. Yes, but the evolution of memeing on the left and the far left is so slow that you can't compete with the right. And this is why he's wrong, and if the right really wants Gritty, they will take him. Because the right will create hundreds of threads with Gritty doing terrible things before the left even understands it happened. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing right-wing people on Twitter with Gritty symbols. They're going to, Gritty emojis. You can't install an emoji on the phone. But people are going to start posting pictures of Gritty in a way that supports Donald Trump. Why? Because you let them do it in the first place. Because just because someone has a picture of Pepe, which is it was a general meme used by regular people, even celebrities, they said, oh, no, you know what it was? Hillary Clinton. She wanted to say, there is the unifying symbol to identify the far right or whatever. Okay, well, now you've got people on the right stealing Gritty from you, apparently. We've got this one. It says, Philly witches are out hexing Nazis. And then he saws this one, this sticker he posted. It says, good night, alt-right, and it's Gritty punching Pepe. And what's to stop them from making an inverted, what's to stop them from doing the same thing but with gritty in the way they want it? Literally what they're doing. There's another one that says, McBurn has got her anti-fascist gritty on. Gritty says, Nazis puck off. Okay. The secret to the Flyers' genius is that gritty appeals more as a symbol for adults than he does for kids. It's regrettable but inevitable that gritty wound up getting politicized at all. Everybody wants a piece of him. I agree. When I heard that Antifa was using gritty as a symbol, as a meme, I immediately thought that's kind of a bummer for the Philadelphia Flyers. You know, the Flyers don't want to get overtly political. I assure you there are a ton of Trump supporters who probably like the Flyers too, who are going to be upset now that the symbol's being used in this way. At the same time, I think people recognize people are going to draw pictures of whatever they want. As long as the Flyers don't explicitly say he represents this, well, then you can do whatever you want. You had to figure the alt-right, whose lazy ideas all predate 1945, would shamelessly try to fight fire with fire at some point. No, let me rephrase this. You had to figure that people of varying political ideologies who like poking the bear, who want to push your buttons and troll you, are going to do whatever they think will piss you off, and they have succeeded. Do they actually want gritty on the far right or whatever? No. They want you to write this article, which you did, and then they want me to make a video about it, which I did. The game has been laid out perfectly, and they played us like a fiddle. And there you have it. Based on the disgusting memes floating around Twitter this week, it's clear their week of offensive has begun. A bunch of gritty memes have become captioned with tasteless comments about Jews, the Holocaust, and African Americans. But here's the thing. Memes take on a life of their own. There are still threads popping up today, a week or two, about 2 weeks later, because they don't care anymore. It's just funny. When gritty became a symbol of Antifa, it just became a meme to the far right to start making gritty do awful things. Literally how Pepe evolved into what he is today. When celebrities started using Pepe, people on 4chan and other forums said, the normies like it? Great, now we're going to make Pepe racist. And they started making all of these various Pepe memes. And then the left gave in and said, you're right, Pepe's bad now. Well, they're doing the same thing. There's no grand plan. There's no organization that's twirling their mustache saying, we must steal gritty away from Antifa. No, it's literally you using the symbol and then people who are trying to troll you laughing about it. It's the same thing that happened with milk. People showed up to the Hindu thing, right? He will not divide us. Drinking milk, claiming that milk was a pure white beverage just because they want to trigger you. You wrote this article, which shows they've actually already won. This is the premise. The premise of this article is that it's a weak offensive. They will fail to co-opt Flyers mascot, when in reality, their goal isn't to take gritty, it's to trigger people into writing articles about what they're doing. And that's exactly what happened. Congratulations. You've played the game perfectly. You did exactly what they wanted. You gave airtime to the memes they created. Look at this. 4chan or whoever, people on Twitter were making these anti-Semitic, whatever, gritty, memes. And they post them to Twitter, and PhillyVoice.com publishes them. Oh my God. How many times do I have to explain to people? The last thing you want to do when someone's trolling you is retweet what they're doing or share what they did with all of your friends and complain about it. It's literally what they want. Not in every circumstance, but congratulations. Congratulations, Michael Edison Hayden. He said, alt-right Twitter is aggressively co-opting gritty and making him espouse creepy racist and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories now. There you go. You just republished to all of your followers, proving that gritty is being used as a symbol in this way. Who now would want to be associated with this? Do you think, with these images floating around, someone's going to want to show up to a protest waving gritty around? Some people might try to fight back, but what happens then when someone comes up and says, you know you're waving around an alt-right meme, right? What happens when now the first thing anyone has ever heard of, right? So look, there may be some people who have heard of gritty, but let's say someone today, never heard of gritty, sees these images posted by Michael Edison Hayden, and they go, whoa, what's this giant orange monster who doesn't like Jewish people? Then they go to a protest, and there's someone waving it around. They're going to be like, whoa, you've got that same crazy, anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic thing. Because they don't know it was used in any other way before. Why would someone want to use anything if it's being used by the alt-right? What happens then if actual white nationalists show up with gritty signs, and Antifa shows up with gritty signs? Then someone's going to say, hey, you guys have the same signs. You must be the same as the white nationalists. Yet they're not going to want to do it. So the more you publicize this, Look, one of the goals of the troll is to get as many people as possible to see anti-Semitic gritty memes. And Philly Voice, thinking they'll never win, does exactly what they need them to do. Now, I'm not going to read to the memes, otherwise YouTube will punish my channel. But let's just, look, you've got people, you keep your filthy alt-right hands off our precious monster boy. You have your own orange monster already. Thank you, Chuck Wendig. It doesn't matter. You literally just retweeted anti-Semitic memes. Why would you do that? Why would you, Chuck Wendig, retweet anti-Semitic memes? Please. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Newsweek who published an image. Look, this is mind-blowing. They made an image, it says Gritty knows, and Gritty is looking down at the Star of David. Newsweek, why are you republishing this? Chuck Wendig, why are you retweeting that image? You are promoting that meme. My stars and garters, they never learn. I would be willing to bet. Gritty isn't the same as Pepe, but I would be willing to bet that given enough time, a few weeks, a month, Gritty will be an alt-right meme, officially. And the Anti-Defamation League and the SPLC or whoever are going to publish articles about the history of Gritty and how he went from a symbol of the left to being a widely used symbol by the right. Because that's the progress of memes when the left repeatedly concedes things like the OK hand sign or milk. Whatever, man. I got another video coming up in a few minutes. Stick around.